So I revised the entire syllabus that was there for the professional part. That was the first step I did. Second thing that I did was a mock interview I did with ixamBee. That really helped because many of the questions in the actual interview were asked on the um, lines that we did in the mock. My strategy was to take each and every keyword or topic that is mentioned in the syllabus, prepare short notes on each of those topics using ChatGPT, using ixamBee material, and using the material that I already have from SEBI preparation and my MBA.
Hello everyone, welcome to ixamBee. I have with me today Saurabh Agrawal, who has cleared the Exim Bank examination from 2024. Many congratulations, Saurabh.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Saurabh, for coming today on our platform to talk to us about your journey for the Exim Bank in particular and in general about the government job exams and preparation. So, Saurabh, can you tell us a little about yourself?
My upbringing and school education happened in Timarni, which is a small town in Madhya Pradesh. I did my bachelor's in economics from Delhi University,
Mhm.
where I was also a part of the college placement cell and debating society, which helped me sharpen my communication skills. Post that, I went for an MBA from IIM Kozhikode and did my summer internship at Deloitte. After completing my MBA, I started my preparation for civil services examination, which I was very passionate about. Unfortunately, after giving 4 full years of preparation to the UPSC, I was not able to clear the exam. That's when I decided to realign my career towards the BFSI industry in the public sector and started giving exams for the regulatory bodies like RBI, SEBI, and then finally Exim Bank. So here I am sitting with Exim Bank.
Great, great. So a long journey, and if the education that you told you did your bachelor's from Delhi University, very known university, then doing your MBA from IIM Kozhikode, there also you did your internship with Deloitte, and after that, so very, very good background in that sense, and still you chose this hard journey of preparing for the government exams. So I'm
So,
sure you are very, very elated today to finally
definitely.
crack the exam and become an exam officer now, exam bank officer. If I talk about this journey, and you said you've given RBI also, SEBI also. So, what was your preparation like? What were you focusing on? And how was it helpful for exam?
Ma'am, I had SEBI examination in mind because A, its syllabus was very much aligned to what I had studied during my MBA.
Mhm.
And secondly, I really liked the role and the sector that it was focused on. So I was core preparing for SEBI. At the same time, I had other examinations in my mind
Okay.
um, as backup. Exim Bank was one of them. Unfortunately, I could not clear the SEBI examination. I missed in the mains examination by a few marks.
Okay.
However, that preparation did not go to waste. It
Mhm.
helped me in the preparation for exam. For example, financial ratios are a big part of the Exim Bank paper.
Exam bank, yeah.
That is also a part of the SEBI syllabus. So I had prepared financial ratios thoroughly for SEBI,
Mhm.
and that really helped me with the Exim Bank preparation.
Okay. Okay. If I talk about Exim specifically, this year Exim Bank exam pattern was very different. If I say different in the sense they focused only on the core professional knowledge. There was no aptitude. In the past, they have had objective MCQ based papers on the aptitude subjects of quant, reasoning, English. And then there was a professional part also, right? But this year, their 100% paper was only on professional knowledge. Plus, it was only descriptive in nature. There was no MCQ format this year. So you stated you were preparing for SEBI and your lot of preparation related to SEBI was helpful. Then how did you manage the exam? Because the exam pattern was different. The approach was also very, very different for this exam.
Um, Ma'am, in a way, the change in pattern was helpful to me because there was just one examination and then we were focused to be on interview. So we did not have to prepare separately for pre and mains.
Mm-hmm.
Also, since there was no aptitude reasoning that part involved, we could focus solely on the professional knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
half of which I had already prepared through the SEBI. Because
Okay.
almost one section in the Exim Bank exam is completely dedicated to financial ratios.
Yes.
And the remaining half part is where we need to write answers and we need to prepare on each and every topic. That is when I prepared through the ixamBee course and other sources, including my MBA material that I had available with me.
Okay. So this time the bank paper was actually 100% professional knowledge. It was descriptive in nature, and the syllabus was focusing on financial statements, financial analysis, and then there were other aspects related to financial management in general, knowing about equity, time value, capital budgeting and capital techniques, and then there were smaller parts related to financial markets also, banking system, financial systems related aspects. And because Exim Bank is into lending, so credit, NPA management, so these topics were also there. And out of this, your 40%, so 40 marks were mandatorily dedicated to financial statements and financial analysis. So that's how the paper was, but it was descriptive in nature. Uh, so that's where Saurabh has been talking about the help that he got from preparation for SEBI. So this is very true that your background knowledge plus if you are preparing for various other exams, that knowledge helps. And specifically, if I say about exam, it was useful because they again changed the pattern. And there was less time. I think 1 month or 40 days was there between the exam date and when the notification came. So, sort of, while you mentioned there that you had your MBA material, you also had knowledge from your SEBI preparation, and then you relied on iXamB course also. So, within the small span of time, say almost a month, right? What was your strategy to use this time to actually prepare? And in such a case, given the fact that you already have your MBA material, you may have the knowledge of other exams and experience of giving other exams. How is the course helpful in that case?
My strategy was to take each and every keyword or topic that is mentioned in the syllabus,
Mm-hmm.
prepare short notes on each of those topics using ChatGPT, using iXamB material, and using the material that I already have from SEBI preparation and my MBA.
Okay.
So, using those four sources, I prepared short notes on each and every topic that was mentioned in the syllabus. For example, there is a topic called documentary credit,
Yeah.
which is very important for Exim Bank. So I went into each and every aspect of documentary credit. What is the definition? What are the types of documentary credit? Even some of the news that may be coming related to documentary credit. So that way I prepared comprehensive notes on each and every topic. I
Mm-hmm.
used to revise them again and again, give the mocks that were present on the iExam Big portal, and that loop went on again and again, preparing notes, revising, giving mocks, preparing notes, revising, giving mocks. So that cycle I repeated multiple times because sometimes you could not remember some of the facts or the formulas that are given. Also, I would like to mention that while the paper may seem to be easy when people might be looking, the questions were pretty straightforward related to what
Mm.
are credit rating agencies, what are this. The
Yeah.
questions were not very tricky, the questions were straightforward. But here we need to see that the competition was very strong because all the people are coming from that CA or MBA background, even
Mm.
if the people are less. So everybody has studied that. So even if you are missing out on a single question or single part of the question, you may be out of the race. So for example, there were, I think, 5 to 10 financial ratios that we had to calculate.
Right.
5 from the income statement and 5 from the balance sheet.
Yeah.
I have talked to the people who gave the examination with me. Even if anybody missed one ratio, they are mostly out of the exam. So you
Mm.
cannot miss a single thing. So that is very important. You can't think that I'm going to prepare 90% of the syllabus. That would not work with exam. For exam, you need to prepare complete syllabus, whatever is given.
Okay.
So that was
And
part of my strategy.
okay, so I think it was important this year even more because it was 100% professional knowledge. So you couldn't rely back on the quant reasoning English to support you to some extent. Sometimes because that is the strength of a lot of students. So this was a hardcore professional knowledge exam that happened this year, right? So sort of you mentioned about giving mocks. And this was descriptive in nature. So, uh, how are you getting insights after giving mocks? Because, in MCQ format, it's easier. You give the mock, you get to know the right answer, right? And you may look at the solution to be able to solve more MCQs based on that information, right? So you can be either right or wrong. What happens in case of a descriptive when you are giving mocks? How is one, it helpful in your preparation? Second, how do you get to know whether you're okay, right, or not?
Um, Ma'am, there are two ways. One was I studied for a topic. Once I completed the syllabus, then I went for doing the mocks. I gave the mock. After that, there are two ways. One way is to check the solution that is given. A much better way is we used to have an interaction with you. So after we gave the mocks, after a few days, we used to have a combined interaction in which we used to discuss each and every question. So we could ask our doubts, cross-verify the answers. So that could be helpful. If that is not available in case, to people. One thing that they could do these days, the answers could get checked by AI also. That is one thing, but that may not be foolproof method because we know the limitations of AI even today. So that is way for me. The interaction that we used to have with you, as well as the answer key that was available. Those were the two ways we used to verify our answers after the mocks. So yeah, there is definitely a lag which is not present in MCQs. In MCQs, you can quickly see what is the answers. Here, you have to definitely wait for some time before you uh, get your answers checked or
Right,
cross-verified.
right. Yes, so we do that for any descriptive based exam. So a lot of exams have started including descriptive part in it, like RBI does, NABARD does. They have 50% descriptive part. Descriptive English has been a part of a lot of exams from a lot of, quite some time already. This time, Exim came 100%. In SEBI, at least in general, we are yet to see. Descriptive English does happen, but the professional knowledge is still checked through MCQs. However, in SEBI legal stream, they have already introduced the descriptive part. So there is a part of your professional paper that's asked in descriptive nature also in legal. So um, with time, you never know if even SEBI decides to do that in the coming future. So yes, it does help, and AI is definitely there. That's one good way to prepare to get more points also for your preparation. But feedback does help, and we check it manually. Our faculties check the descriptive answers and give you feedback on that. And then we also do live sessions, discussion sessions about your answers or what could be different approaches, because descriptive can be approached in many ways. There's no one perfect way to approach. Uh, so that's very important. So, and yeah, Saurabh, I remember in our live sessions, you used to actively ask, okay, if I write like this, will it be okay? If I don't write this part that has been mentioned, will it really harm my answer too much? So there was a genuine interaction in terms of how your answer could be improved. Was this a valid point or not to include to enhance your answer or not? So I think that discussion brought in a lot of clarity both side uh, for the answer. So that's definitely there. So sort of after this, you had your interview. So what was your approach for preparation of interview, and what was the interview focusing on?
Sure. So, ma'am, my approach towards the interview was to divide the entire thing into my personal and the technical part. So, the personal part included the questions that are relevant from you and your academic background,
Mm-hmm.
and the technical part includes mainly the things that are related to the Exim Bank exam syllabus and the current things that are going on in the export-import market. So I revised the entire syllabus that was there for the professional part. That was the first step I did. Second thing that I did was a mock interview I did with ixamBee. That really helped because many of the questions in the actual interview were asked on the um, lines that we did in the mocks. So that was the second thing I did. And the third thing was I did a self introspection, and I have the habit of writing down, preparing notes for everything, even for the basic question of how to introduce yourself.
Right,
So
right.
that was, so I prepared answers for each and every possible thing that they could ask. So ranging from strength and weaknesses to everything. So I prepared notes on the personal part as well as the technical part. um, that was the broad preparation strategy that I took. However, the preparation goes on, I believe, till the last day. So even when we were sitting in the waiting hall, we were asking the students who were coming out of the interview, what did they ask?
That's
And
correct.
we were preparing simultaneously, what did they ask? So we were predicting what the questions they could be asked. And that also helped me because some of the things that I prepared the last minute were actually asked in the interview. Had I not prepared those things, I may not have got selected. So
Mhm.
that really helped in the preparation.
True, true, Saurabh. So, I think I'll highlight what point you said while you said ki, it may be very basic. A lot of things are actually basic and common, which we think कि कभी-कभी ना वो human tendency होती है that we think about the difficult aspects most. मतलब we tend to वो जो 80-20% rule होता है, somehow we miss to apply that. We tend to pay a lot of attention to that 20% because that
Percent.
sounds difficult, that looks beyond our reach, and also we tend to give, despite knowing the fact that the 80-20% rule exists, we tend to, as a human
Yes.
nature, move and get attracted towards that 20% more. uh, so very rightly, although you said कि बहुत basic था, but I have the habit of writing, I think it gives a lot of clarity. And a very good part, I would say, in Exim biodata, जो form Exim Bank जो biodata देते हैं fill करने के लिए, they actually ask you to write a few things about why you've chosen the organization, what are your, future plans, what's your strength or weakness type. So they actually ask you to write. And so it's not like, वो basic questions हमसे क्यों पूछ रहे हैं, वो हमसे पूछ भी सकते हैं, why they are asking us to write, because written में एक आपका commitment सा आता है. Second, you yourself you actually sit down to think when you have to write. And bigger institutions, even colleges में अगर देखेंगे, they'll ask you to write a SOP, statement of purpose. uh, so writing is a big tool. It makes you think. Actually, it helps you to stop in this, fast moving world and actually sit down and think, give that thought. So it's a very important point. Even when you're preparing for the professional part, it's a good thought to sit down and write once in a while whatever you have understood about a topic. So it helps in revision. It helps in giving clarity to your own understanding of the subject. So I think a very good point, and especially in the interview stage, it's very good to prepare on those aspects. So, sort of great. You've given your long journey of preparation for the government jobs. Finally, you know, it's seen the light, and you are now into Exim Bank. Any more final advice from your experience you would like to share with future aspirants or aspirants who are just getting
Um,
into preparation mode?
um, one thing that I would like to say is don't prepare for everything. That is one big mistake that aspirants make. They would start targeting each and every exam that is coming their way, and there is hardly 1 month left for the preparation because the notification comes and the exam is within 1 or 2 months. So target one examination and then keep maybe maximum two examinations as backup. And even those backup examinations should have most of the syllabus coinciding with the target examination that you have. So, for example, I have SEBI in my mind, and then the other examination like Exim that I took had most of the syllabus coinciding, or the other examinations that I give had most of the syllabus that I had already covered during my graduation or MBA. But starting from zero, for example, I could not prepare for NABARD with this examination because the syllabus is entirely different and I would have to start with zero. So most of the times what happens is we are we just miss the cutoff by marks while we are preparing for everything and we do not get selected. So I have seen many aspirants do that. I always say that if there are 30 seats and if you are at 31st position or if you are at the last position, in both cases you are not selected. So prepare a way that you are targeting one examination and you are able to clear it off in one attempt rather than focusing on everything and clearing nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think focus helps, and I'm sure students, it's good to understand exams, their exam patterns, what are the overlaps, what are your own background and strength areas to help overcome, prepare for those overlapping parts and the additional parts. So that's a choice because as such, you'll find overlap in a lot of exams. RBI and NABARD has a lot of overlap. SEBI RBI has overlap. SEBI Exim has overlaps. SIDBI, NABARD, RBI has certain overlaps. So there are overlaps, but to what extent those overlaps are, given your own background and your strength areas, is different combinations you can go for. This time, IRDA had a lot of overlap with RBI. So, understanding the exams, the patterns, the syllabus, and your own backgrounds and the times that you have can help you make a clearer strategy for yourself and the goal that you're looking to achieve. So, good advice. I'm sure, Saurabh, this will be helpful to a lot of aspirants. I'm wishing you all the best and a very successful career from the entire team of iXamBee.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.